from Impetuous Order. Today we are going to be looking at the Infnity Betrayal Characters Pack. Now, with the comic itself, you do get a version of Kodali, but I think it's different from this one, right? So, just to check, it looks like this, the one that you get with Betrayal. I have yet to build mine. I don't really play combined, but maybe I should. So you get 4 characters, 2 Yujing and 2 combined army. So on the back, in a hidden base deep in the jungles of a planet Paradiso, Imperial agent Adil Mehmet must determine whether his prisoner, special operative and former true hero Kodali, is a traitor to her country and the whole human race, or an alien that has impersonated her to divide humanity's forces. A tour de force between them will become a race against the clock, before the forces of the combined army learn of Kodali's location and attempt to rescue her. Now you can dive deeper into Infnity Betrayal with the graphic novel set in the Infinity universe. This model set brings you the main characters of this story of political and military intrigue, where nobody is who they seem to be. So let's crack this open and take a look inside. Okay, so inside is a nice convenient box with the usual bases. One a fire silhouette 2 bases. And this. So I don't actually know, I can't actually remember the names of the characters, and I've lent out my copy of Betrayal to check this out. But let's check out, this is the Yujing character. I think this is the guy who's actually a, I'm not going to spoil anything in the comic, so I'm not going to tell you what it is. But anyway, this is the miniature. You're going to have to excuse the sun is very bright here today. But hopefully this picks it up really nicely. He's a nice, simple looking character who you could use as a sand shield. And with a nice big chunky connector, so he's easy enough to put in. With what looks like just a regular combi rifle. He probably does have a specific name, but I can't remember it for the life of me. I'm sorry. Up next, well, that's Kodali. This is Adele, I think. Adele. So yeah, this is Adele. Now this is the character you get in Dire Foes Retaliation for Code 1, but this is a much better miniature, I think. So this is his main body. You can see there isn't really much attached there, it's just one leg attached to a little bit of tactical rock on the bottom. And then he's much more heavily armoured here. So he's wearing his actual Imperial crane rank, I think he is. Armour. And then you get the kind of like fins that go on his back. Oops. So they look pretty good. This one arm that's open, because he's doing an interesting, very dynamic kind of pose on the box. Let's bring that in so people can maybe see. So he's doing a very dynamic kind of lunging pose. So this is his left arm. I'm struggling to get into shot. There we go. Then you have a wonderfully detailed cloak that will be billowing out behind him as he jumps. His other leg. These will need quite a bit of cleaning, and not exactly the most clean miniatures that I've seen Corvus Belli do, but they are pretty nice. This one's a little bit thicker than I'd expect, but it looks pretty good overall. If I was a Eugene player, I'd definitely take him just to field as an alternative Crane or Pheasant Mount that he is. If you're interested in seeing the unboxing of the comic, there is one somewhere in the playlist. I will actually, perhaps I'll put a link directly to it in the cards if I can figure out how to do that. So this is an Umbra, and this is a named character. Now he does appear towards the maybe last quarter of the comic, and he is involved in some other things in Infinity Fluff in general. During one of the events they did, he did manage to, he was the hacker who killed a remote presence tag pilot. I believe that's what it is. I'm sure somebody would correct me if this ever gets linked as well. So this is his head and arm. And then here is his sword stubbing into something which looks like a Eugene. He looks like a Eugene person on the end of that. So again, this is a pretty dynamic pose. It's much more dynamic than Kodali's pose, which is very kind of static and showy. The same with Adil's. Adil's poses again, very dynamic and very fluid, and looks like he's trying to do something. And this is Kodali. So this is, I think, the third version of Kodali. She must be catching up with Joan of Arc with how many sculpts are available of her. So this is her kind of drop backpack. She does have like, to me, it's almost like a cybernized version of Sarah Kerrigan from StarCraft. This statue even looks like a statue of Emperor Minx to me. So there's a lot of kind of feeling of that in the sculpt, and she generally looks like Kerrigan. When you look at this, the body of her, it definitely has the impression of Sarah Kerrigan. But that might just be me being a fanboy of StarCraft for a very long time. This is the top half, and she kind of just slots together. She'll slot together like this. So it's a pretty decent grip for super glue to adhere to, with I think a 2 SMG there. And then the backpack goes on the back, but the backpack is quite weighty, so I'd maybe leave that and glue that on last, because the connections to her base seem to be quite delicate, so it might be a bit of a challenge to get them to hold all together. So this has been an unboxing of the Betrayal character pack. I'm not sure if there are missions to go with these available in PDF on the website. I think you may have to check. There is for Outrage. There's an Outrage character pack and a set of missions specifically designed for you. Okay, so thanks for watching. Please drop a comment below. Have you read Betrayal and what did you think of it? Personally, I didn't like the style of it, but I liked the story of it. I preferred the style of Outrage, but the story in Outrage wasn't fantastic. Betrayal was definitely a step up from that. So please like and subscribe and drop a comment below, and we will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching, and see you.